I'm scared. Oh, that's family stuff. Those were the old days. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. No. And curly.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Send us to you. See, I was hearing that about one day. Someone was coming up with horns. They found I don't know.
I think. I want to end. No.
Truck and wheelchair don't there.
Hey, Lisa, you don't press behind the
I watch your videos. People see them all? You don't like that. It's not something like watching your case.
That's everyone's favorite baby. Oh, wow. No, I don't know. How do you take that?
There, okay.
It's gotta be somebody to follow.
Put your mom doing right there. I gotta be Zoom thing.
Oh, there you are. You're right there.
Are you? You know, I got school.
Cool?
Yeah. That's cool.
Oh my gosh. Give me that one.
I don't want you to fall over.
No, just let the thing down. And then Mark, we took that back up.
They took 3 out.
Folks,
Oh, what you guys did? Getting on the
They
next
were,
week.
they were trying to get rid of one, but you couldn't get to it.
that was. Let's out. Okay, we're going to get into social media review. Policies going around. I'm just gonna go through that. First, a couple things. Abuse review. Make sure that you guys. I had to remind myself lately about verbal abuse. We've kind of hit heads on, you know, the physical and all of that, but remember how we're talking to residents, how we're speaking to them, our tone we're using. And if you hear something inappropriately being said to a resident, make sure you report it to myself immediately, okay? Again, my number is posted all over the place. If you're not comfortable calling me, Caleb and Joyce, phone numbers are posted as well. So make sure that you're taking those phone calls, whenever there's something in question, okay? We had an incident over the weekend. I just wanted everybody to be aware of. If you're answering a phone here, they shouldn't be asking for your personal information, okay? We had a situation where somebody answered the phone and they're trying to say there's warrants out for their arrest and, you know, they didn't do this or that and they needed to pay them money. So just make sure that those probably aren't legit calls that are coming through here. It was. Yes. It wasn't being, so just know that they aren't calling here. It came from an anonymous number, which probably is where they're gonna come from, but just know if you're answering the phone, don't give them any information. Tell them, hey, you know what, I'll call you back, or I need to touch base with the police department here, or I need to talk to my lawyer, whatever it may be. Just make sure we're not.
How did they know who they were talking to?
Because you say your name when you answer.
Oh.
So, just so we're aware, I get them on my cell phone all the time, scam calls, but they do happen here as well. Tomorrow is our Easter egg hunt, right? We all excited for 200 kids to be here? Yay! Mary Jo is excited. So, we have 1,800 eggs,
1,809.
to be exact.
Did you see how many everybody got? Not 1,809. Oh, they didn't have very many? Oh.
So I do have permission for us to park over at the school, the White House tomorrow. So, like your first shift is we can just at some point move over there, but if you're coming in on second shift tomorrow, if you can remember to park down there, because we are going to be at the brim with our parking lot with all these kids here, okay?
In the lot or on the?
In the lot, we can park it, they're not working tomorrow. So we can park in the lot. We may eventually have to park on the street too, I don't know, it just depends. So, but I know that's right at shift change.
Just because we talked about that, I'm gonna go through real quick. It's just gonna be crazy tomorrow, but if you guys have been here when we've done it before, they go out there for the one track. Because that means with kids, when the last one to get out the front door, the first 100 kids, I picked up everything. Just some kids are getting in. So tomorrow we're gonna go a little different. We're gonna have 5 staff people at 5 service doors. And we're gonna take the 0 to 5 kids, just like always, out this door to the courtyard. They'll go out one door to the other ones. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, they're each gonna have their own door. to go out. So for 30 seconds, a staff will be at like the east door, the skilled hallway, north door, front door, and left dining room door. And we'll just put, so they're going out different places around the building. So they all have a better chance of getting eggs. However, they can only go out those doors. Once you, like if you're at the age 6 door, once all the 6-year-olds are out, that door now gets shut, locked. Everybody has to come in the front. So it's only gonna be your real brief, just to make it a little more fair. So if you're working tomorrow, just to give you an idea of how it's gonna be. What? I hope so.
Well, between all of us, we're also, what's that? Well, Tasha and I are here and
And it's gonna take 30 seconds to release it. I mean,
I'm just.
no, I get it. It's not gonna take long.
but yeah, that's a good point. So, and we're also getting 2 admits tomorrow. So it's going to be a very busy day, so. 39 and 11. Yeah. We're getting Marion Duhachek tomorrow. She's probably gonna turn long-term for us. And we're getting Clarence Yuska tomorrow. He will both be short-term and go back to Berkeley.
I see you later. His wife is right over here. That's why I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's daughter- Wait, no, wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, but it's not the same use.
It's a different one.
Whatever happened to Mike Henley?
He'll be coming.
Just out there.
It's not right here yet. So just gonna be a busy day. And ahead of time, I appreciate everyone's hard work and great attitude tomorrow. Okay. Starting people early. I know we've had some things with especially Kathy Hopper wanting to be fed early. I don't know if that's consistently happening, but
Usually at 9, it's only one light, someone brings food. It's supposed to be that.
so if we can try to avoid that as much as possible, what's happening is if he's eating at 4, she's wanting to go to bed at 4:15, and then it just, that's like our ages time to get people up. So just if we can avoid that as much as possible, I appreciate that. Okay. Anything else that anyone has to add? Taking care of business. Everyone on social media also. Okay. So we are talking social media, internet, email, and the use of, the purpose to ensure electronic mail and other social media avenues are used in a manner that protects our resident staff and organization. So that's what we're talking about. So just going a little bit over our social media policy that's in front of you. The act of talking about the downloading, displaying, or transmitting of confidential information. We can't be posting or sharing unauthorized images. So anything that's posted like on our Sunny Hill Facebook post or page is done by me. And I ensure that we have to have our information posted on our newsletters. So I know we're all those, we didn't have some of them we couldn't, so just know like when Mary does send all her pictures, they come to me and I do not post them. So that's on our page. On your personal page, you should not be posting pictures of residents without authorization. We've had a couple of situations where, somebody posted a picture that wasn't authorized and the person was out. You know, it can lead to, you know, termination, disciplinary action, that type of thing, if you're posting things that you're not supposed to. That includes Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever million other avenues there are out there for social media. It also is about sending, you know, to a family member or something, you know, you have that permission to be able to do that. So, for all safety, we just don't do that without permission. Okay. You know, sharing information about resident engagement methods, you know, one time here, actually here in the building, we had somebody share, that their favorite resident had passed away. They had shared that before the family had released that information. Luckily, that family was very understanding, but we cannot not have any of that. It came with the discussion of, you know, are we allowed to post obituaries? Our goal is, or share obituaries. If the obituary is posted, then it's public knowledge. If you want to share it, we just ask that you don't like share. You are the best person to push around in a wheelchair or something, you know, I don't know what it might be, but you're my favorite resident when you like to eat hot dogs. I don't know what it may be, but just no personal information. If you want to share it, you can share it. Just don't include any personal information with that. Disparaging comments or viewpoints, you know, do that, please. Using language or conveying information on social media that violates the dignity of any resident. When like Snapchat just first came out and some of those things, people would post, did you just find her hearing aid?
Yes, found it.
Where?
It was in this drawer.
Are you serious?
Who put it in there? I'm sorry, I forgot, but I just,
Seriously? How did it get in there?
I just happened to pull this drawer open.
Bruce, yeah, we've been looking for days. Not days, not. Yes, it's her birthday. Yeah.
I'll never know. So who would put it in there?
Oh, interesting. Mystery solved. Mystery solved. Weird. Yes. So, people would post pictures of, residents and then someone take a screenshot of it. Like one, for example, CNA took, and I don't know why you would ever do this, but took a picture of somebody that had a bowel movement and said, it's a really shitty day around here. Like, that didn't happen here, but it is one of those case things like, hey, don't do this. Even things like holding someone's hand while they're one of our residents while they're passing away and saying, well, love you forever. We can't do that. You can't post that stuff. You took credit? Yeah. So just be conscious. Number one, you shouldn't have a phone out around residents anyway. I mean, I think that's that in itself, but so please just don't do that. All right,
Like the fact that happened when they know who's working here, like when I'm at the store and I see the people, family members and asking, oh, I mean, I know I don't say it, so I said, well, I'm working in the kitchen, you might call to the office and asking for, I don't have access to the records, so I don't know, I can give the information, but, you know.
yeah.
So,
Basically, all we can release is without permission is that somebody is here. You know, if somebody calls and says, "Is Joe Smith here?" You can say, "Yeah, they are," but like beyond that, unless we have them in the chart, then get permission for information.
somebody come and say, well, how is it cheaper? And you go, oh,
You can say whether someone's. But that's it. I do have a video here, of course. No, not very inspirational. I'm like, okay. Sorry, guys. Why is this not doing what I wanted to do?
Darren?
Why isn't it? It's not. I want this. It's usually on here. Usually there's like a banner at the top. Because sometimes it's on this thing, but I see it. Yeah. What do you do to return the meeting? Hmm. I just huh? They're supposed to be coming. We'll just watch it from my computer, you might just listen to it. Usually.
I would say just for certain, but I mean, close the video.
Oh. There it is. I don't know what I did. Why does it say no signal now?
Too.
Yeah. There we go.
Nonsense.
Oh no, I duplicated. Right, there we go. Okay. Okay, we got it.
Picture of him, remember him. Emily was a nursing student in a pediatrics rotation. She cared for Tommy, a 5-year-old patient who was recently diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Tommy was going home soon, so she took a cell phone picture of him to remember him by. That evening, she posted his picture on her Facebook page, commenting how brave he was when he got his insulin injections. 2 days later, Emily was called into her dean's office. A nurse from the hospital had seen the photo and caption and reported them to hospital officials. Emily was informed that her actions were a breach of her patient's confidentiality and a violation of federal privacy laws. Even though Emily had an excellent record as a student nurse and had only the best intentions in her post, she was expelled from her nursing program, and the program was barred from using the pediatrics unit for their students. Hi, I'm Kelly, a staff nurse here at the hospital. If you use social media properly, what happened to Emily will never happen to you. Nurses are frequently utilizing social media not only for personal use, but also as a way to foster professional connections and timely communications with patients and their families. But social media used inappropriately can result in disclosing too much patient information and violating the rights to privacy and confidentiality of information. This is what happened to Emily. Healthcare organizations typically have clear policies governing employee use of electronic and social media in the workplace. It is outside the workplace, however, where policies are often less clear and the potential for inappropriate use of social media is greatly increased. Effective nurse-patient relationships are built on trust. A cornerstone of that trust is patient privacy, which is a key part of a patient's expectation of being treated with dignity and respect. Any patient information that a nurse has access to during the course of treatment must be safeguarded. With very limited exceptions, such information may only be disclosed to other members of the healthcare team for the purpose of providing care for the patient. Improper use of social media by nurses may violate state and federal laws, including the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA, which was enacted to further protect patient privacy. Additionally, inappropriate uses of electronic and social media may be reported to your board of nursing, resulting in possible disciplinary action for unprofessional or unethical conduct, breach of confidentiality, or other infractions. While it's true that some intentional or malicious misuses of social media do occur, the majority of inappropriate disclosures or postings are unintentional. Usually, they're the result of the mistaken belief that the communication or posting is private and accessible only by the intended recipient, that content deleted from this site is no longer accessible, or that it is acceptable to discuss or refer to a patient in a posting if they're not identified by name. By being cautious and alert to potential or improper uses of social media, you can avoid inadvertently disclosing confidential information concerning your patients. Remember, you have an ethical and legal obligation to maintain patient privacy at all times. This means that you should never take photos or videos of patients using your cell phones or other personal devices. Be sure to follow employer policies for taking photos or videos of patients for treatments or other permissible purposes by using employer-provided devices. Even experienced nurses should be vigilant about avoiding serious violations of patient confidentiality, as Jason learned. Jason has been a nurse for 12 years and is working in hospice care. One of his current patients, Maria, maintains a hospital-sponsored online page to keep her family and friends updated on her battle with cancer. One day, she posted something about her depression and the difficulty of finding effective treatments for her physical pain. Jason saw the post and responded by writing a comment to Maria. He wrote that he understood her last few days had been difficult, and he was hopeful that the new medication, along with the increased dose of morphine, would provide some needed relief. The next day, Jason ran into a friend who said she saw his post. She said Maria was an old family friend, was sad to hear of her condition, and asked Jason how long he thought Maria had left. Now fully realizing the implications of what he had done, he immediately went home and tried to remove his post, but was unable to do so. Besides, even if he had been successful in removing it, it may have already been copied by others and posted elsewhere. At his next visit with Maria, Jason told her what had happened and apologized. Jason then self-reported his breach of patient confidentiality to his board of nursing and is awaiting the board's decision concerning any disciplinary action. Jason learned the importance of carefully considering the full implications of posting any information about patients on any website, including hospital-sponsored sites. It may at times be appropriate for nurses to express empathy and support for patients on a website, but they must be careful not to disclose private patient information. Inappropriate use of social media can derail someone's dream to be a nurse. Dear Emily, But even for experienced nurses like Jason, who have exceptional work histories, inappropriate use of social media can and does happen. Remember, increased access to communication through social media does not change a healthcare professional's responsibility to protect patient information. In fact, it actually makes it easier to inappropriately share information. By carefully following standardized guidelines, healthcare professionals can responsibly use social media to improve the coordination of patient care. For more information, please visit the website of the National Council of State Boards of Nursing.
Any questions over that information? Okay, let me get back to.
That's how worried everybody's becoming about it.
Okay. And I don't know why it looks like that, but we're gonna go with it. So then, what is it like that? There we go. I did it. Okay. So yeah, it's about social media, but it's also about the use of the internet and emails. Whenever we're like on PCC with sensitive information, HIPAA information, you should always be on our SHCC Wi-Fi, not the guest. SHCC is protected, the other one is not. The guest is for guests and for our residents to use. You guys can all use our guest Wi-Fi on meal and break times, as long as you're not disclosing any information. You know, you're not sending emails or on PCC on the guest. It doesn't interfere with the normal business use and your productivity. And do not share any of your passwords, user IDs, any of that with anybody else. If you do have one of our emails or you use our internet for work purposes, those messages are considered property of Sunny Hill, so we can have access to those at any time. So just when you're sending emails, think about that. Okay. I've never had so much trouble. Yes, it is. Okay. What not to do. Do not send, forward, post, or share any harassing messages. Gamble or watch pornography on our Wi-Fi. Please don't do that.
What a shame.
Just not on our Wi-Fi, please. Not on our Wi-Fi. Download, display, or transmit confidential information if not authorized to do so. Attempt to access resident or facility information without authorization. That's like, you know, if you're in the kitchen, you don't really need to know when Joe Smith had his last PM. Not really your information, right? Share your IDs or passwords. Anybody?
Does the same thing though. Does Rex have his own internet? Or does he use Sunny Hill's internet for his?
He uses Sunny Hill's internet, I assume, but him being a resident,
That's was my next question.
I can't control what certain things that they do. And he's on the best, and it's his right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
This is for you guys, no watching any of that.
I was just.
Yeah, yep.
I don't know.
I hope you wouldn't.
I don't know why that this race really want to occur.
You know what, a lot of things. Yep. Any questions over social media or internet?
any of that. I have one more thing to go over, new guidance that came out. Joy's more of an expert in this than I am, but I will introduce it, and if you guys have questions, we will try to answer them to the best of our abilities. And we do preface this conversation with, this is not our standard, and we aren't saying we agree with these new regulations, but as we all know in this industry, we get told what to do and we have to do them, okay? So basically, what they're saying is, it's called evidence-based precautions, or EBP. So if you hear EBP, this is what we're talking about. So anybody with it,
I gotten that off of my notes, it's enhanced barrier.
I wondered, I was like, that doesn't make,
Yeah, it's enhanced barrier.
enhanced barrier
It
precautions.
makes a lot more sense when you're.
Yes, yes, okay, enhanced barrier precautions. Thank you. I was typing and I was like, why does this not sound right? It's still EBP.
It
So, so what they're saying is that anytime anybody has an indwelling device or wounds that have drainage, you have to wear gloves and gown when you're doing close contact. So so anybody that has a catheter, so your suprapubic and your regular ones, feeding tube, colostomy bags, IV, urostomy,
wound back.
wound vac, yeah.
What about doing the capital care?
You have a list of different tasks.
I didn't put on.
You can go in and I'll tell you what you can.
The
state of Iowa.
So they're saying it should be with any high contact resident care. So she's pulling up the full list, but cares, dressing changes. You don't need to do it when you're cleaning the room. I know they specifically said if you're transferring a resident in a public area, you don't have to wear the gown and gloves. Passing water, any of those type of things, you don't have to put gloves and gowns on. But if you're doing anything care related, do you have it?
And
Dressing.
contact with the.
Dressing, bathing, showering, transferring. Not in a public area, transferring in their room. So if you're transferring in here or in the dining room, you do not have to be down. Okay? But in their room, I don't make the rules. I think this is dumb. But we're gonna follow the rules because if we don't, we get a deficiency. So providing hygiene, changing their linens, changing their briefs, or assisting with toileting, any device care. So
So I have a question. So say we go into room one.
Yeah.
You're going in there just to get her out of bed. You still have to do it. And then
So
so
you're transferring.
I get confused because they always heard it's their home, it's their home. So how is she supposed to feel at home if every time we walk in there to do anything with her? We're down.
Did she refuse it?
I know it's not your choice. I'm just questioning.
If they're gonna address that, I would say probably not, because it's according to the CDC. If they're adamant about that, then I guess we can't provide the care because that doesn't bring it. So if she wants to get out of bed and she's saying that I don't want to use it because it's drugs and down, and you're not saying that. I mean.
We will say again, we aren't agreeing with these rules. We think it's a dignity issue. It goes on so many levels. But when they tell us we have to do something,
So then we have to red bag these then?
no.
So we can just throw them away.
So I brought, so this will be on their doors. So right now, I think we have 4. We have Ed, Jim, Mary, Lisa. Right now. And I believe Clarence will be one. He has a catheter.
And we will be getting another feeding tube probably next week. So they will be as well. So we have these signs. They will be placed on the outside of the door. It does say you have to put them on before you enter the room, but you can go into the room. We've all seen our blue isolation bags. This isn't a very good representation of the color, but they're like a plum color. So we kind of differentiate between the two different kinds of isolation. So these will be on the back of all of their doors, with PPE in it. I realize we will be going through a lot of PPE, a lot more now.
Is it brand new? This just came down the stairs.
And
And just remember, if you're going in to answer a call light and you're not really doing anything care-wise, or if you're filling an ice water, or you're passing linens out, those things don't require PPE.
That's direct care.
It's direct care where you're gonna be up against them, and there's a possibility that you might get, some organ on yourself. So.
any other questions?
Did you order more over the door hands?
The recut.
Don't take it on the
Well, the reasons don't work.
Let me look. That's a good point. Cause like on the picture, it doesn't, it has the,
Oh, I see.
so it might.
You can have it use command.
Yeah.
The commands.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a good point. We'll look at that, but housekeeping, that is changing linens. You will have to wear them.
Because we're going to need so much more PPE in-house, I really don't have anywhere to put it.
I know. And all bathroom stuff.
Do we have room in the garage?
So all the gowns that I looked at last, if I had plenty, they're all in the garage. But what if they run out on third? They can't exactly go get in the garage. Like I should be able to have some out.
Is there room in the basement or?
That's.
So we might be able to make it work in the storage room down there. And we're not talking 10 boxes.
No.
We're talking like 2 boxes. But we are gonna have to order some more gloves too.
I've been ordering more anyway.
So
I will order more.
Those ones I have.
No.
So I, I'm not happy with me right now either, but
Also, just real quick, speak to the wound care part of it. They haven't been real specific on what that means, because we got a lot of residents that get skin tears or have chronic wounds. In my opinion, if a wound is draining heavily, that's when I would put gown and gloves on it. If it's just for a skin tear that has a bandage over top of it, I don't think you need that. That makes sense.
I would agree with that too. The theory behind this, if there is one, is that when if you're doing cares on a catheter and you get a little bit of urine on you, you can walk into somebody else's room and contaminate that person. It's about, from what I'm understanding, they're seeing a lot more colonized bacteria.
Multi-drug resistant organisms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So a lot of the infections coming through are not, are resistant to a lot of antibiotics, so they're trying to cut back down, I guess. So, yeah, I have the bags ordered. I will put them up when we get them. I wish I-
Right now, immediately.
Can I get one for the shower room?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I ordered 5. I might need to order some more now. So. Yeah. Anything else?
There was another 20 pounds. I can't lose anymore.
So. All right, do we have a drawing for today? Yeah, make sure everybody signed in.
Beth Smith, what?
We want,
I'm 2 or 3, Beth.
I read it after the
Come on through.
That's just right. Ollie. Ollie. Where to look?
thanks, guys. We're done.
Letting my best.
Yeah. I got the meetings and stuff.
Oh,
I don't know why it won't turn off now.
thank you.
Hey guys, can I ask a favor? When you're down here and you use something, I have never, since I've been here, when I came in, if you'll all remember, there were signs up everywhere that said, this belongs to residents, don't touch it, don't use it. I have never been able to stay out of here. What I would ask, please, if you sit in a chair, you move a chair, you get a board, just put the stuff down. That's all I'm asking.